You know, I mean, our job is to make the piece, your job is to make it accessible to the audience.
Maybe you can advise us then, if it's our job, maybe we can...
It's a very different situation to advise you than to advise the audience. Right?
Then the audience.
To my point of view, the audience the worst thing as an audience is just to think that there's something to understand that you're not able to understand. I guess as an audience you don't have any responsibility, so you come and you see what you see and you enjoy or you find it inspiring or not. But sometimes when I go with friends that are maybe not in the field to see a show, they have sometimes this expectation or this not like. They feel like uncomfortable, that there's something to understand that I don't know, I'm lacking references, but I always try to tell them that it's not references that makes me like what I do and like the pieces of other artists. So sometimes it's nice to have references to understand, but to me it has to be judged and not judged, but appreciated, looked, watched, just by anybody, that the way the person is, he or she, and I think people shouldn't struggle. If they have to struggle, it's already lost for me. You know, you have to find a way to get in touch with your audience, and I don't know. It's not easy. We never know because we want to do what we want, what's inspiring us, and through that we try to have some kind of any relationship exchange with the audience. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works here, it doesn't work there, sometimes it works on that day and the day after it doesn't work. So many times, sometimes you can do the same play at the same place, the same piece, and the day after everybody asks a lot of questions and doesn't understand, and the day before it wasn't the case, and it has not to do with references or understandings, but maybe just the flow was wrong, and then many questions pop up, and when you're in the right flow and the piece goes the right way, then it should be accessible to anybody without any references.
But yeah, maybe for this word, how to help the audience, I don't know, but I think it's good to imagine that the audience is very important for us on stage, and because it's about an encounter, so maybe it helps also to imagine it's like meeting someone on the street or anywhere, or meeting a place, or so when you like a nice encounter, you like to be a bit open in the beginning, and then it's about energies, it's about feelings and emotions or thoughts, but these are personal layers that everyone has, and it's, I think, a direct response that you build together in this encounter. So, but yeah, probably for me it has a lot to do with this, with getting in dialogue together, and in this way I think the sensibility of everyone is very important. So there is no special rule, like one single rule for all.
I think the audience need to work when they watch a piece. That, you know, if they want to be entertained, they have to go to see entertainment. Jean-Luc Godard is a Swiss filmmaker as well, and he said that the audience needs to work. That he expects the audience to work when they watch his movie, and his movie can be difficult to see. That was in the 60s already, 60s, 70s. So it's not a new idea. When John Cage talked about, you know, the sound of the city being music, that was also maybe in the 50s even. So all those concepts they're already classic concepts. So I think the main thing is to say to the audience, say, look, you know, you need to also to do your job as an audience. You have to have a minimum of culture also when you go to see things.
What exactly is the job?
One is to be ready for surprising, challenging issues. It's also to be ready that you know, things are not like self-contained with a beginning, a middle, and an end. That sometimes a piece can affect you on the long way. I've seen pieces that I didn't like as my experience as a spectator was maybe painful because I felt it was too long or too repetitive. But then I have these pieces totally stuck in my mind forever. I remember a piece of Meg Stewart, for instance, called Violet, which when I saw it, I was not so attracted to it because it was kind of repetitive. But I think it's a very influential piece to me because afterward it stuck in my mind. They were in this kind of repetitive kind of trance movement with the drummer and you know. So I had a discussion with one girl from the audience the other day after the show, and she was really stuck into this understanding question. And I said, look, you know, let's see if maybe try to catch me on Facebook, and let's see if you can write to me in 5 days or in 10 days. If you still think about the piece, maybe you will find the answers you're looking for. Just give it time to grow in your head. You know, contemporary art practices are challenging to the audience because otherwise we would be we would do musicals, we would do ballet, we would do, I mean, there's all sorts of different type of art. The problem with dance is that it is stuck in this tradition, and we still have those ballet people telling us that, you know, being a contemporary dancers because you're not good enough to be a ballet dancer, for instance. That's still stuff that still are stuck in a lot of people's head. When you tell a taxi driver, you know, you're a dancer, he thinks that you're either a ballet dancer or dance that they see on TV. So, you know, there's and a lot of people still believe that what is dance. Dance is like a choreographer showing a movement, dancers learning the movement behind them and reproducing in synchronization. This is only one tiny little part of what choreography is. You know, it can be very effective as a tool to reproduce 20 dancers doing exactly the same movement. It can be a very effective artistic tool, but it can also a very boring, traditional, classic, academic way to organize movement. You know, so. To me, it's really, you have to put the spectator in front of its own contradiction, and I think as an organizer, that's what you need to do. You need to challenge them, because if you give them everything ready, then it's too much. You listen too much to what they want, because at the end, otherwise they're going to start to program on Facebook. They're going to start to make like Facebook group to say, oh, I will invite this choreographer and not that one. You know, so there's. I mean, a curator has to be strong also with his artists. He needs to know the artists. He needs to defend their work. I've seen many curators that invite work and then they don't defend it. You know, they change sides because they're scared of their audience. So, you know, they have to be as tough as we are, and we try to be tough and to be in front of the audience, and whatever they think, we do it anyway. They don't like it, you know. Sometimes you do a show and you have 100 people, and the next day you have 18, and the next day you have 14, and the last day you have 12. But you still perform anyway, you know, because you believe. And sometimes, you know, the tide turns. That the work becomes a work that is now considered as too extreme will become very acceptable. I'm rebuilding one of my pieces from '97, and now the piece is. It's much better accepted now than it was before. I showed it in a double program with my newest piece and the oldest piece, and people like better the oldest piece, when back in the day it was, some people found it controversial, you know, so.
Okay, but maybe